Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Triple Feature. I'm here to talk about Miyazaki films. We're going to rank all of the Miyazaki films. We're talking Japanese anime. That is correct. So if you want to run now, you can run. But it is Japanese anime and Miyazaki, who is an absolute master. But I don't think all these films are deserving to be called master films. That's for sure. So we're going to go from all of his 11 films, rank them, and I can actually tell you, remember, if you like this, like, comment, subscribe. It helps us. Please do it for the love of everything. It helps me a lot. I need you. Rapid fire. Number 11's Kiki Delivery Service. Please deliver me from this film. It's so boring, and I'm not sure why people say it's a classic. It is boring. The movie sucks. Number 10, Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro. This doesn't even feel like a Miyazaki film. It just doesn't. It feels like another kind of anime. And it wasn't terrible, but I was just like, I don't really care. This isn't like a Miyazaki. This is not what I'm here for. Number 9, Porco Rosso. I mean, it's about a guy that gets turned into a pig and flies planes. There's some stuff I really like in this movie, but most of it's just kind of just in the middle. I don't know if that's the sound of an airplane crashing, but at times I was like, Number 8, Ponyo. This is more of a kids movie. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It's beautiful and it's really like charming. I guess you could use that word. You're like, this is so charming. And the film is probably pretty charming overall, but as being a kids film, it only spoke to me so much because it seems like such a little kids film, which was the same as my number 7. Number 7, My Neighbor Totoro. I think this movie, again, very, very charming. It makes you want to feel stuff and the thing, but the end didn't quite make me feel like what it was supposed to. And I got a little bit bored. I'm going to be honest with that. So I don't quite understand why people love it the most they do, but I never saw it as a kid. So maybe I like it more than. Number 6, The Wind Rises. This is the last Miyazaki film. This one maybe could have ended up number 1 if the second half has been as good as the first half, but I really did enjoy this movie overall. And I want to watch it again. There's just these things about this movie that I did not expect to be as interesting as it is, but it is interesting. Number 5, Princess Mononoke. Never get into this. This is really good. This has some cool stuff. There's like this deer god thing. I think it's freaky looking. There's a lot of other things that go on in this movie that are really creepy and weird. Arms bursting. Billy Bob Thornton's busting in. There's a whole bunch of weird things we talk about in this movie, but it is definitely something that I would say if you want to check out, this is definitely a movie that is worth checking out. Number 4, Castle in the Sky. Now, this one might actually have ended up number 1 for me or close to number 1 for me if the pirates weren't so goofy. The pirates are so dumb. Everything else in this movie is just a great adventure film. So fun to watch. It's interesting the entire time. It surprised me. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. Number 3, Howl's Moving Castle. Again, so good. You got this fire talking, a little kid with a beard. That kid's hilarious. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of just weird, crazy stuff happening in this movie that just pulls you in. Now, there's a weird twist at the end. I don't quite understand. I still don't understand. I'm like, what the heck was I supposed to understand? That was some kind of prince or something. I don't really even get that. But the movie is a classic and should be watched. And I'm not sure why some people don't actually like it. But, whatever. Forget them. Number 2, Spirited Away. It's kind of like, the Japanese Alice in Wonderland in a sense, but, with like a bathhouse. So that's kind of a little bit odd. I don't understand everything in this movie because I don't understand like all the beliefs and the folklore and the different things going on out of Japan. So I get a little bit lost in that way. But this movie is so weird. It's so entertaining, but it's so insane that it's like almost impossible. I feel like not to like whatever. Number 1, Nausicca of the Valley of the Wind. This one I did not. I'd not seen this forever. I was like the last movie I'd watched of all these movies of Miyazaki, and I finally saw this one, and I was like, oh snap. And I just was like, okay, this movie's bringing it. I'm really enjoying it. This movie's funny. This movie is adventurous. It's all these different things. And it just pulled me right in. And I was like, I need to watch this movie again. So that's number 1, rapid fire.